whales. And right now we're going to be telling you about some of the types of sessions we do with them. So in just a moment, our trainers are going to make their way with the whales down to the glass to have a really fun playtime while we tell you about all the different types of sessions we can do here with our whales.
One of the most important parts of our job is making sure that no 2 days are exactly alike for our killer whales. The best way that we can ensure this type of variability is by utilizing an acronym called helpers. Each of the letters inside of helpers represents a different type of session that we can do with the whales. For example, H stands for husbandry. Now husbandry is arguably the most important letter in helpers because it revolves around the animal's health care and well-being. Through positive reinforcement, we can ask a variety of different behaviors to maintain their health care. For example, we can do a full body examination, get their body temperature, and we can clean their teeth, which we do 2 times every single day. Exercise is just as important for our killer whales as it is for you and I to stay physically fit. All of those incredible, high-energy behaviors that you see in our Orkid and Keet presentations, for example, are actually all really important to help keep our whales physically fit. All of those bows, spy hopping, tail whipping, and focusing behaviors that you see all aid in the physical shape of our killer whales. Learning sessions are my personal favorite because this is where we get to actively engage and train all of the amazing behaviors that you see in all of our different types of presentations. These animals are highly intelligent and not only need physical stimulation, but lots of mental stimulation as well. Every interaction with our whales is an opportunity for them to learn something new, and it's up to us to keep their brains active and stimulated throughout the day. Play and enrichment go hand in hand. We not only need reinforcement for our whales, but also for us as the trainers. This is a great way for us to build that relationship and have lots of fun together. Playtime sessions can involve giant whale-sized toys, novel enrichment, and even live fish that we can put into their habitat for the whales to enjoy. Relay sessions are one-on-one personal time and moments between the whales and the trainers. Relay sessions can look different for each whale and every trainer. Spending quality time with our whales is a great way to build a trusted relationship and provide world-class care to our family of killer whales. Finally, the S stands for scientific research studies. Several of our animals have been active participants in many of the research studies that have aided their wild counterparts out in the ocean. The whales are currently participating in cardiovascular studies, a lung health study, as well as a purity study that focuses on reducing noise pollution out in the open ocean. Not only are these studies great for conservation, but are great cognitive challenges for the animals. The helpers acronym allows us to make sure that every day is fun and open for our amazing family of killer whales.
Alright, so now that we've gotten a look at all the different types of sessions we can do here with our killer whales, we're going to focus on that first letter, husbandry. So what that means is it's any behavior that the whales participate in that actually helps in their own health care. So in just a moment here, we're actually going to be doing Orkid's teeth. So every day, some of our whales, even twice a day, get their teeth with just a little bit of rinse on them, just to make sure their teeth and gums are staying nice and healthy. And they do this all voluntarily. So we're going to get prepped up for that. And basically what will happen is Orkid's just going to sit there with her mouth open. That's really all we're asking of her. And it sounds like a pretty easy behavior to you and I, but there's a lot of trust and reinforcement history that goes into both ways. We're getting very close to her mouth, and she's allowing us to do that. And she's perfectly okay with that. You guys can see she's just giving her a little squirt there. Just coating those teeth with a little protective mouthwash, very similar to what you and I use. And just making sure that's one thing we don't have to worry about. So again, keeping their oral hygiene nice and safe, just so they can keep on eating and swallowing those fish as they should be. So Orkid obviously did amazing. So she's going to get some reinforcement. It looks like she had some fish and some snowballs, which is just one of the many types of reinforcement they can get. And you can see here, Ella and Orkid have a pretty good relationship, and that's why we're able to do things like get so close to their mouth and allow us to, actually they're allowing us to help take care of them, which is amazing. All right, you guys, let's give a big round of applause for Orkid and Ella, showing us that great husbandry behavior in just a moment. Yeah, that was pretty darn impressive. But in just a moment, hopefully we're going to have Shouka come right up front and center as well to show us another type of husbandry behavior. And believe it or not, so we're actually hopefully going to see Shouka give us a urine sample. So just like you or me, when we go to the doctor says, I need you to pee in this cup, right? We've probably all done that at one point in our lives. Our whales are actually trained to do pretty much the same exact thing, which is really impressive. So Hunter's got the two here ready. There we go. So she's gonna feed Shouka right away to let her know that reinforcement's coming. Thanks for hanging out with me. She's gonna show her the tube and ask for her to slide on up right onto her side. All of you on the left side are gonna get a great view. Everyone else, you can kind of take a look up to the screen. Oh, look at that. We got a little bit of urine, a little bit of fecal possibly. She might need to come up a little bit higher. We definitely got something. All right, look at that. Oh, there we go. We got the urine. All right, let's give them a big round of applause too. That's pretty cool. If you guys actually think that was going to happen, that's pretty crazy, huh? So, we can do so many things with these guys just because of the training that we use and that reinforcement and those relationships that we build with these guys that in return help us better care for them. Now, those were two amazing husbandry behaviors. But how in the world did we get Orkid to allow us to spray her teeth, and how in the world did we get Shouka to voluntarily urinate in a little while? Well, all of these behaviors are possible because of the learning sessions we do. So let's take a look and see what those learning sessions are all about.
One of the most common questions we get asked here at Orkid Encounter is, how do you train a killer whale? Well, here at SeaWorld, we're using positive reinforcement training techniques to shape and train behavior. What that looks like is we're always asking the whales a question, and they can say yes or no. So all our presentations and sessions are entirely voluntary. Almost all behaviors you'll see today are created by the whales themselves. We then add a hand signal to have the whales do that specific behavior when asked. Each hand signal correlates to one specific behavior. For example, when training the whales at jump, or what we call a bow, the hand signal for that behavior is a check mark across our body. Maybe like this. When we first begin training that behavior, we have the whales touch the end of their face, hold their rostrum to the target. We then have the target pull higher and higher out of the water until eventually all they need is a hand signal. Check it out!
Alright, now all of our whales are individuals and have different personalities, so they all learn at different rates and speeds, but no matter how big the behavior, we always use very small steps or approximations. And when we get closer to that desired behavior, we use what's called positive reinforcement. So each time the whale or animal does something that we like or we want to see again and have it over and over again, we're going to reinforce that with something that they like. Now, that can obviously be probably one thing you guys all know. What do you think killer whales like? You guys can shout it out. Okay, I heard almost the whole stadium say. Let's see, we're going to get another one. Oh, that was pretty fantastic. That was awesome. All right, so then basically when she's doing that correct behavior, once she's getting the hang of it, we're going to ask it a few more times so we really know she gets it solid. And then anytime she does it closer and closer to the exact behavior we're looking for, we're going to keep reinforcing that. Now, what happens if they don't do exactly what we're looking for? Now, that's easy. We don't tell them no because we want to teach them that failure is okay. But what we do is a just neutral response, so pretty much nothing. If they do something that we're not quite looking for, we just give them a brief 1 to 3 second pause. And if they have a great attitude, they can get reinforced for doing just that. So as long as they come back to us like, hey, that wasn't quite right, but I'm ready to go again or move on and do something else, they can get reinforced just for having that fantastic attitude. All right, we can see the lady was helping her a little bit again. Asked her for that peck up bow. And we also have Hunter down the glass to give her a little bit of extra help. She's going to remind her to keep that pectoral flipper up, up. Very nice. And if you guys already heard that whistle bridge, that communicated to Shouka Shouka. That's it. That's exactly what we want. Come on back. Your reinforcement's waiting. So she's going to eagerly return to her trainer and get hooked up with, can you guys see what it is? Yeah, fish. Good job, everyone. All right, that was fantastic for Shouka. Now we're going to be moving on a little bit, and we saw a fantastic learning session. It's a great way to engage these killer whales and keep their minds stimulated. But to keep their bodies physically in shape and stimulated, we do exercise sessions, and that's right about what you guys are going to see. So for all the killer whales, it's more time for exercise and getting their heart rates up. But for all of you, it's time to see more impressive killer whale behavior. All right, take it away.